What's up, everybody? This is Theocracy with Theo Snodgrass. I'm your host, Theo Snodgrass, comedian and podcaster out of Las Vegas, Nevada. What's up, everybody? How we doing? Am I on the right mic? Let's find out. Yes, I am. Cool. All right. Happy Wednesday. How's everybody doing? Let's take a look at the chat. Vaughn Coleman kicked Theo Snodgrass. Great, thanks. I agree with Vaughn Coleman. With friends like these guys, who needs enemies? Vaughn Coleman, famous author of Phenomenova, Land of the Lawless, and the upcoming I Can Fix Her, with me, Theo Snodgrass. Semi-autobiographical. It's about a man who, a demon hunter who makes the decision to reluctantly cooperate with and get back together with his half-demon ex-girlfriend. Loosely based on a true story. Oh, shoot. Let's see who else is here. What's up, Selena? How you doing, girl? Selena's here. Oh, man. Yeah, it's been kind of a kind of a tough week already. I got into an argument with the woman at an open mic last night. I didn't mean to. It wasn't really that bad. She was being fucking crazy. Here's the thing. Okay, so for comedy, open mics are like going to the gym. You have to go there to get reps and just like try shit out that like doesn't work. Like I'm gonna say things in an open mic that like I wouldn't like if someone was paying me, I wouldn't want to just throw shit out there. I'm just seeing if stuff works. And part of that is that sometimes you say things that are wild and then people yell at you. So I'm just still walking that off. It happens to be kind of a lot. So what happened was this. Okay, so the other thing you got to know about open mics is literally anyone can do it. So some of the people there are like comics who go on the road and tour and live in Vegas and work and make money from comedy. And some people there are just homeless. And they just want to be inside and shout at a room with amplified sound. And there's this woman there, I swear to God, she was like, I have 9 cats. Everyone tells me that makes me unfuckable. Why does 9 cats make me unfuckable? Why? And then she got off the stage and started like approaching the crowd and was like yelling at us why 9 cats to explain why her 9 cats made her unfuckable. Personally, I think it was probably the meth that was making her unfuckable, if you're asking me. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. But the cats thing was nuts. The cats thing was nuts. And so I got up there. There was another guy. He kind of didn't address it. And then I went up there and I was like, lady, I'll tell you, you sound like you're out of your fucking mind. 9 cats is too many goddamn cats. That's why. That's too many goddamn cats. Like, just have fewer cats and be less crazy and see if that doesn't... This is what I'm saying, is, like, she doesn't have a husband to bounce ideas off of, so she doesn't know that she's crazy. She doesn't know, and then she didn't appreciate me telling her either. And so this spiraled into a larger discussion about men and women, as it so often does. With me. And also there's a bartender there with a neck tattoo that was also yelling at me. Of course, I called her neck tattoo. I was like, what do you think, neck tattoo? I think that's... And she didn't like that. She would not... Which is crazy because, like, obviously that's what everyone's thinking. Everyone looks at her and the first thing they're thinking is neck tattoo. So I just said it. I said it. Anyway. So I'm still walking that off. Let's say hi. Let's see if anybody's trickled into the chat while I've been monologuing. Hey, what's up? Green-haired anti-liberal, friend of the channel. She's here. What's up, Emily? How you doing? Friend of the channel. Emily's here. Yeah, that is too many damn cats. That's too many damn cats. Like, I think 4 is pushing it, to be honest with you. 1 cat is stupid. Don't get 1 cat. You should get 2 cats. Or a cat with some dog friends. Cat raised by dogs, it creates funny results. So I encourage that. But you should get cats in pairs. But like, or maybe a third cat so they could form like a Three Stooges type gang. But 4, it depends. Like 4, do you have, like if you have kids and they all have a cat, that's fine. Whatever. 4 is pushing it. 4 is pushing it. I'll be real with you. Depends how many people live in the house. 1 woman, 4 cats, too many. Depends on city or country. 4 to 6, country is fine. That's true. If they're, well, okay, because like barn cats are on pest control. So it depends how big your property is. You might need that many just to keep the pests out. That's true. It's like, but if you're in an urban center and you're living in an apartment and you're a woman living alone, too many damn cats. Too many damn cats. What's crazy is like, here's the thing. What happens at an open mic is when somebody gets up there and says something unhinged and crazy, every subsequent comedian will talk about it because comedians, this is true, are mostly uncreative hacks. So I got up and talked about it. Of course I did. Well, because that also led into, I wanted to talk about men and women anyway. So that kind of like led into it. But then every other comedian got up and talked about it, and she also said a lot of wild shit. That wasn't the only thing she said. I'm not going to repeat the rest of it because it's not YouTube friendly, but it was like just fucking unhinged craziness. And so everybody talked about it, and then she would like fucking came up to the stage at one point and complained to the host and was like, everyone's talking about what I just said. It's like, yep, that is what is happening. Glad you noticed that. And it was crazy. People were trying to reason with her. They're like, yeah, that's just going to happen here. People were trying to reason with her. I didn't. I averted eye contact and just looked at my phone and waited for it to be over. That's what you do when you're dealing with like somebody. She was like not, I could tell when she was yelling at me while I was on stage. I was like, this is not a reasonable person. I cannot reason with her. So that was fun. Anyway, so that was something I did recently. And somehow this ended up in an argument about whether or not women should be president, by the way. Just so you know. That's what, I don't know why it ended up there. Oh, I started it. That's why. I did. That was not popular with Neck Tattoo, by the way. And I don't think Neck Tattoo is going to be president anytime soon. So I don't know why she was so upset. But not her, but some other woman that's better her than her in every single way should be president, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, that was fun. You guys remember that Mormon dating show where that redheaded girl was getting dragged on the internet? You guys remember that? Because I talked about it on Touchgrass, and I talked about it on the last episode of Theocracy. It ruined my fucking weekend. The discourse is continuing. Guys, I've got great news for you. We got more clips from that Mormon dating show. Here's the thing. It's not just that I was right. I was more right than I even realized I was. This is what always happens. I'm telling you, if you guys got to learn, just listen to me the first time. Just listen to me the first time. I was right. I will say, though, my take is a little more nuanced than it was now that I have more information. And it's not just the redheaded girl. We've got other people there, too. There's a bunch of people from the show. And once you see the larger context, actually, I don't think redhead girl was that out of place. To be honest with you, I think she fits right into that environment. I think people were being both like too hard on her and too nice to her kind of at the same time. And I'll explain what I mean by that. Let's start with the first clip, which is just a bunch of context. I need a producer on this show, dude.
I'm Riley. You already heard a little about me, but I'm 24 and I'm from Houston, Texas. But yeah, I really like to travel and I like doing fun things outdoors and being able to try new adventures. And I'm Sheridan.
What does your ideal weekend look like?
I think really
Ask her what her ideal weekend looks like. Let's find out. By the way, nothing wrong with that answer. I have nothing to criticize there. That's totally fine. That's a totally reasonable answer. I think people are blowing the travel answer wildly out of proportion. Go ahead. And as you can see, she kind of looks like she fits in with that group, don't you?
depends on the season. Like in the winter, on Friday nights, like I want to go skiing, and then on Saturday.
Totally fine, by the way. It's not illegal to go skiing. Totally fine.
I want to spend time like with my friends and with my family and like do.
Totally reasonable answer there too. Also, as you can see brunette with the curls standing next to her. She's kind of like, you know, girls on the left are a little bit hotter than her, but brunette with the curls over here is not that much hotter than her. So I think she fits in here. I think she's just like normal. I think people are bagging on her for her looks for no reason. I don't think, and obviously there's a curtain, so the looks are not the deciding factor. Listen to this though.
doing anything.
I would like to couple up with Alyssa.
There you go. That makes sense. Okay, but them two together though, that makes sense, right? You could see him getting drunk at a little league game with a kid that they had together. I can picture that. That's a couple. You see them at like parent-teacher night. You see them at the gas station, and she's looking haggard, and he's checked out on his phone. You could see that. I mean, I'm not casting aspersions. I'm just saying I've seen couples that look more or less like this. These people look like a matching pair. That's reasonable.
Good job.
Seems like it's working.
Max, you have 2 contestants who would like to get to know you.
Okay, ladies, tell me what is like one of the funnest things you did in like the past month or so?
Okay, see how this guy's like an obvious goober? Right. So he's a doofus goober. He's nervous. We're seeing his hands are together there. That's an anchoring gesture right here. Doofus face. Tall, not bad looking, but kind of a doofus. Very nervous. Voice shaking because talking to women is hard. Right? Okay. Talking to women on camera in an environment like this would be excruciating. I can't even, I could probably do it, but for like at fucking 24, 25 years old to do this would be excruciating. But do you see how he's kind of a goober? So I'm saying, I think we were bagging way too hard on Redhead for being a goober. Because.
Okay, I'm Riley. It's me again.
Bro, she's tired of not getting picked. Go ahead, sweetheart.
Yesterday, me and my friends threw a party, and it was a witch party.
Fuck.
And so we lit the whole apartment with candles, and then someone gave a presentation on different things.
Now, you see how Puffer Jacket is like, fuck no? You see that? Because these guys are Mormons, and a lot of Christian denominations, not just Mormons, but a lot of Christian denominations are cagey about witchcraft. This would not have done well with Catholics. It would not have done well with evangelicals either. There's some liberal Catholics who would probably have been fine with it, I'm assuming, and probably there's probably some people who just like find this like charming and harmless fun. But honestly, it depends where they're at religiously. And by the way, that's fine, because if this is what she likes to do for fun, then she should, I guess, put that out there, because like it would suck to be like dating somebody who's trying to put the kibosh on your witch theme parties. But no, this is just a again, bad sales pitch. Not a reflection necessarily on the product itself, just a bad sales pitch. This does not sound like a weekend that this man would like to go to, I'm guessing.
But one of them was like how to hex someone, and then someone did how to like
see the face of what's her face in the back with the eyebrows, like, oh, hexing. This is making the serious religious Mormon people deeply uncomfortable, because they like all this stuff is, deeply frowned upon in not just this Christian tradition, but in a lot of Christian traditions. So this is just like a dumb.
Like avoid getting cursed by mythical creatures, and it was just really funny and really fun.
Look at that face. Look at this doofus face. Respectfully, sir. Respectfully. By the way, doofus is something you can grow out of. Not dogging you for the doofusness. But I'm just saying, he's like, all right, that's an answer. Just not something that most men are going to be excited about. But like I said I said this on Touch Grass, some men are Disney adults, right? Some men are a little bit limp-wristed, and they like pageantry, and they might enjoy attending a themed party. This is not out of the question. Like, another similarly leveled goober would probably be psyched about the opportunity she's talking about, and is probably buying what she's selling. That's what I would say. It's just a question. I did this on, I talked about this on Theocracy last week last episode, and the chat was split. Most people were thinking, chat was kind of split. But there are definitely people who are fine with this, though. Oh, but you see that? That's the witchcraft thing. That's
All right, I'm going to go.
So, okay, but here's the thing. When she said that witchcraft thing, because you'll find out at the end of this video, she gets picked last. I think that might have just, like, shit the bed with, like, every remaining dude. And I know it's like, how dare mustache guy reject Riley, justice for Riley. No, dude, that's completely reasonable. That was a terrible thing to say to a room full of Mormons. That was just a bad sales pitch. Just a bad sales pitch, not a bad product necessarily.
With Sheridan.
Bam. And see how I picked brown hair with the curls? It was not stupendously, better. I mean, it seems lovely, but like not stupendously better looking than redhead. So I think the fixation on her looks was overstated.
Big Jesus guy, so I gotta know, what's your favorite scripture?
It's in 2 Nephi 4. I don't know what verse it is, but it says, "My God has been my support. He has led me through my afflictions in the wilderness, and he has preserved me upon the waters of the deep."
Are you reading off something?
No, I have memorized. And the end of it is, he has filled my soul with his love. And I think that in a time in my life that was really hard, that was something that like meant a lot to me, and it's something that I have memorized because of that.
That's cool. Thanks for sharing that.
Somehow, here's the thing. I don't know why, but there's a part of me that finds that answer deeply annoying and show-offy. I don't know why. It's just my gut reaction to it is to find it annoying. I don't know if that's a shared reaction. I don't have a good reason for feeling that way. I'm just like, Jesus fucking Christ. Because she answered the question. She just did it in like a gifted kid kind of way. Which is should not be a knock on her. That should count in her favor. I'm just saying it doesn't. I don't know why.
Okay, this is hard. All of you sound like wonderful human beings. I'm gonna couple with Jordan.
Okay.
Now, before you dog him for picking the hot one, he didn't know there was a curtain there. So we don't know why he picked him. I haven't gotten to that clip yet, so I have no fucking idea. But
I think every girl kind of
what's the takeaway?
feels that at one point in their life, but they're like, what's wrong with me? Like, I think I'm a very independent person and very confident, so I think I give that vibe off, and so
is that it?
I feel like not everyone likes that, but like, I do want to meet someone.
Okay, to see that's not the right takeaway. The boys were not intimidated by your confidence. Like, you said that thing about witchcraft, and I think that shit in the pool. And, yeah, I think that... I don't know. I don't think there's anything about that that's like... I don't think there was anything about her pitch that was, like, super appealing to that room full of guys. However, now that the internet has weighed in, it seems like there are a lot of guys that are buying what she's selling. Right? So, I just think in that room, she had a tough pitch day. But... Yeah, no, but that's also not the right takeaway. But here's the thing. I know what you're thinking. Why is that her takeaway? Probably because at some point in her life, maybe it's today, maybe it's some other time, somebody told her that. Somebody took her aside and told her, bro, these boys are just intimidated by your stunning and brave confidence. Not like, hey, maybe don't lead with the witchcraft thing. And by the way, I don't suspect that she was actually doing witchcraft. I believe her when she's like, oh, this was just like a fun themed party that we're doing. That's it. Like, I believe her when she says that. But I understand to a listener who's not open-minded about witchcraft. I get why they would say it's like, yeah, that's gonna sink your chances, and. It's like, I don't know. There are dudes who, like, fucking love to travel and love to ski and are, like, might have been psyched about that. Just none sitting in that particular room. Also, we don't know what the other chick said. We'll get to that. We got some clips, but I don't have all of them. We got some clips. So the other chicks may have just, like, presented a better sales pitch. Because it's not just, like, her presenting herself in a vacuum. It's her presenting herself and also the other chicks who were there presenting themselves, and they may have just like said something more enticing. So let's see what she said.
Know it's gonna happen, but I'm just waiting for the time. I say shoot your shot, send me a DM. My Instagram is Riley. Now listen to the spelling, this is important. RYLIE Kate01.
Ah, God, that was annoying. All right, I can't help it, dude. I know it's bad. I should be. It's annoying. Fuck. But I am definitely going to be trying to get her on the show. So we'll see what happens. I'm trying to get her on the show. Because I want to... We'll see. It'd be good for the discourse. It'd be good for content. Let's see what the chat says. Let's see. Ooh, still picked last. Oof. Strider, I don't think she was picked at all, LOL. Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's because they had even numbers. So, like, I don't know if homie went home by himself or what. Bro, as so rough. I mean, obviously, like, nobody wants to see, nobody wants to see people upset, people get their feelings hurt, but that is an inevitable side effect of putting yourself up to the risk of rejection. Vagabond. Hey, what's up, Vagabond? How you doing, bro? LOL. That's a hot people date hot people couple for sure. Exactly, dude. Exactly. Like people like pair up mostly with their matches. That's how it goes. A what party? Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Strider gets it. Strider, if I'm not mistaken, is a Christian, so he knows how that's going to hit the ears of Christian folks. Like, and not all, some Christian folks are cool with it, but like, do you guys remember the 90s? Some of you don't. I do. Anyway, so like moms in the 90s were like psychotic about Harry Potter. Some of them were. Everybody knew somebody who wasn't allowed to read Harry Potter because his mom went to some evangelical church that said it was the devil. And that bias against witchcraft is pretty common among Christian denominations. So that was just like a weird, like you saw the guys going like this. I guarantee you all the guys who went like this, there was a guy looking at them that nodded at them. So she probably shot herself in the foot right there. And then the guys that are, a guy that would want to pick her would have to face social judgment. The other thing too, okay, at the beginning, as I didn't show this video, I should have this video ready. That's why I need a producer. But the video at the beginning where she introduced herself first, the other thing too is how it works is the girl introduces themselves and then the guy comes up and talks to her. So that was nerve-wracking too. So it may also be that potentially there were guys interested, but they were, because it was first, they didn't want to be the first one to move. You know, because, you know, a lot of guys don't have that kind of boldness. It takes a lot of boldness to go first. And yeah, so, I mean, and also they want to listen to the pitches before they jump in because it's like, you don't know, that's the first one. You want to at least wait till the third one to that kind of gives you a sense of the depth. Like if the girl up here, if the girl that came after her was way worse, that would have moved her up the rankings. All right. So this, again, it's all comparative. And in the specific context of that room, it wasn't like a referendum on her as a person. The puff jacket guy isn't picking you. You don't mess. If puff jacket guy isn't picking you, you done messed up. That's true. Bro. Nope. Bad, Riley. No defense anymore. You're done. Now with more info, I admit I was wrong. No. That's cute. You don't have to. That's very sweet of you, but you don't have to. Unless it was a practical magic themed party. But like, right, because then that's a fun movie. Witchcraft ain't nothing to mess with. Yeah, and I think what Strider, if I'm not mistaken, is a Christian, like I said. So this is a pretty mainline view among people who are devout Christians or people who take their Christian faith very seriously. So it was just like a bad choice by her. Bad marketing. Bad marketing for what might be a good product. And also, it sucks because her takeaway was, I guess I'm just really confident. And that's what puts boys off, is that I'm very confident. And it's like, no, that's not it. That's not it. That's super not it. It's like, because like, is anybody fucking confident? Unless you're like a pro athlete, is anybody really like self-confident at 24? See, honestly, if you're in the NBA at 24, a lot of times, like, you've fucking everything you've done in your life has worked up to that point. So it's like, why wouldn't you believe in yourself? And like, also self-doubt is a feature of having a high IQ. So it's like, you know, not to shit on NBA players and say that they're stupid. Some of them are very bright. Not all of them, though. So it's like, yeah. If you're like crushing it at 24 and absolutely everything you've ever done in your life works, but no, Riley, I don't think her problem is too much confidence. Don't think that's it. No. But again, she should be looking for like a similar level goober. And they were there. By the way, there were male goobers there. I do want to get into that. I don't want to, let me finish up with the chat because I have the next one. We have a male goober and we're going to find out, were people as nice to him as they were to Riley? What do you guys think? Predictions in the chat, please. Predictions in the chat and how this male goober was treated. That's not what it sounds like. Boo, this woman. This woman. Let this be a lesson to us all. There's always more context, and it's usually terrible. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's why I was really excited to pull this up. And what's crazy is there's more. I'm going to have to watch the whole fucking show. You know what's crazy? I have to watch this whole show. And then fucking Gavin Newsom just did a podcast with the fat chick that the fat gay chick that the Democrats hired to win over young men and a bunch of other fucking morons. And I think they're trying to be like funny and interesting and clever. So I have to watch that whole thing. And I'm going to do that for you people. Just so you know that what I do. For these are the sacrifices I make to entertain you. Someone tell Riley to only show the crazy after the Oh, Lord. Her answers are pithy and boring. Yeah, I think she just, well, because, like, okay, think about this. Sell yourself to a room full of people. Like, it's a tough thing to do. It's not easy, and she just didn't do a very good job. As we're going to find out, a lot of people struggled. A lot of people struggled. You can tell by the voices, dude. Yeah, I don't want to be an asshole about this, but you can tell by the voice, like, some of these girls have hot girl voices, and some of the and Riley does not. Riley does not have a hot girl voice. I compared her to Sid the Sloth earlier. I do think that's mean-spirited. I regret saying it. However, it is accurate. Does not mean I need to say it, by the way. I don't need to say everything that's true. I can keep things in my head. That's what my mother has always told me. In my experience, that is not accurate. But that's what she told me. She told me I would have more friends if I just didn't say everything I was thinking. The man who'd be interested in Riley is basically have to be James Bond, but she ain't Ava Green or Ursula Andress. Yeah, I get what you're saying. But also she's 24. Like, she doesn't understand reality yet. Like, I think there's a good chance that there's a goober in her immediate vicinity who would treat her like a queen, and she's just, like, not ready for that. It is what it is. Like, not everybody, like, spelling red flag. Yeah. The fact she is, this is very important. We got to spell my name right. That was irritating. And the fact that she has an unusually spelled name is a reflection of creative name spellings in general. I met a Corbin the other day, female Corbin, that was Korben. I was like, that's wild. That's crazy. Crazy. Which part of your kid, like, I'm not even a practicing Christian. That puts me off. Do not fucks with the supernatural. Totally agree. Lady Allie Books is here. What's up, girl? Friend of the chat. T, I had a witchy party. It was so funny. Bingo. Yeah. Ain't no way she was treated nicely That's correct. Yes. No way the man fared as well as Riley did. This is the simp epidemic in action. Bingo. It's easy to sell yourself. It is really easy to sell yourself to men. Honestly, I do think women overthink it. Theo talking about women. What a fucking surprise. Thanks, Vaughn Coleman. Happy to be here. So glad you could make it. Fat thing. Theo is the male equivalent of the whore who says she doesn't need a man. This is true. I have said before, comedian and podcaster is the male version of an OnlyFans model. I've said that, and I stand by it. It is what it is. I do agree on the voice. Vaughn, I would not suggest that you criticize other people's annoying voices. Respectfully, you're throwing stones from a glass house. Respectfully, I just probably keep that one holstered. Guarantee her and her handmade sweater vest smell like cat. That's mean. Allie, that's not nice. That's not. Oh man. All right, let's do the next one because here we go. This is just Let's how do we full screen this bad boy? We don't need to. Okay. All right. This is a lot of fun. All right, this is the guy. You guys ready? Let's see. This is like this is the male goober. Hold on, I'm gonna refresh it real quick. So it starts over. Ooh, this is tough.
I'm from Carrollton, Georgia. If you don't know where that is, the biggest city nearby is Walmart. My hobbies include and are limited to cow tipping, tax fraud, and hiking to China in search of my golf ball. So who wants to take that hike with me?
Hey, if you'd like to stop more, ladies, please step forward.
Okay, this is important. Some of those girls are laughing because he attempted a joke and they're trying to be nice. Some of those girls are laughing because the joke didn't land. But yeah, I'm sensitive to this. He's going with, to me, this is a great opening strategy. This is a young man who has no idea what to say to a room full of women to impress them. He knows he's not the best looking. He knows he's not the tallest. He knows he's not the smartest. He's going with his best opening strategy, which it seems like, by the way, this is just a fun little aside. Mormons have a rich tradition of stand-up comedy, actually. They're fucking great at it. Stand-up comedy and fantasy authors. Mormons are overrepresented in those two. There's a ton of stuff coming out of Salt Lake. They got some hitters up there. For sure. They're different, though. They're different because the Salt Lake City audiences, they like to sit quietly and like watch you while you're doing stand-up. They're not actively trying to yell things at you, which is more what I'm used to. I'm used to more of like a confrontational style of comedy, and it doesn't translate in Salt Lake City. It's just you have to adjust. It's different. But yeah, they got hitters up there, fantasy authors and comedians. So I bet you this guy has stand-up aspirations in his heart. I identify with this guy a little bit. I get where he's coming from. I understand why he went that strategy. His writing needs some work, obviously. To give him a critique. I don't know. All those setups are fine, but also like setups and punchlines, they follow each other logically. Like I don't, but it is hard to go up to just do stand up to a cold room. That's very hard. And that's his strategy. But he's the thing. He has no idea what to say to women. Most guys have no idea what to say to women when they look at them and they're like, what do you say to a woman to impress her? You ask 100 men, you'll get 100 different answers. All of them will be terrible. Maybe you might get a handful. You might get like 3 or 4 that are suitable. And by the way, those will only be impressive to the women that are attracted to them anyway. So it's like, it's way easier to impress a woman who already thinks you're hot. Just honestly, like, if a woman is like not into you, it's very hard to like flip that switch on. So, and doing it in this environment would be tough. So, yeah, let's see what else he's got. Let's see how that went over with the audience. Yeah, do you see how they're all giving the cringe looks, or they're trying to hide the cringe, or they're kind of like laughing at him the same way that they did to Riley? That's because he goobered it up, just like Riley goobered it up. And when you goober it up, you are met with social rejection. Don't ask me how I know. Like, I know what this looks like. Like, I've done comedy to audiences that looked at me this way. So I know it didn't go well. See? She's like, ugh, because it's awkward. It's painful. It's awkward. It's rough. It's like, oh, fuck. And he's just trying to thug it out, and they're like, oh, man. Bro, pour one out for the homie. He's laughing. He enjoys it. Puffer jacket guy. Actually, you know what? Puffer jacket guy has been catching so many strays in this discourse because he's just in frame. So, like, people were mad at the Riley thing, and then Puffer Jacket Guy's in frame. It's like, man, fuck Puffer Jacket Guy and his fucking dumbass mustache and bop, 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 bop. But Puffer Jacket Guy did nothing wrong. He seems like a bro. Justice for Puffer Jacket Guy. I know he's got a ratty mullet and a ratty mustache, but I don't care. I'm caping for Puffer Jacket Guy. I don't know why he chose to. You know what? I also think his outfit is stupid. I'm a giver, but I wore stupid outfits when I was that age. So, you know, I'm kind of sympathetic to Puffer Jacket Guy, actually. All right, let's see how this wraps up. Yeah, they are not buying what he is selling. Now, I don't know how much of this is deceptive editing.
Is Scott how to sit down?
Yeah. Ed, you see how he just took it like a champ? Act like you've been there before. Sit your ass down. Take your L like a man. That's
Scott.
Right. That's right. Take your L like a man. Don't whine. Don't bitch. Don't moan. You just take your L like a man. I love that shit. Love that. Thugged it out. He's got a chin on him. Love to see it. So let's see what the comments say, shall we? He was trying too hard to be funny. 5,000 likes. Yes, that's true. But he was trying too hard. This is one of the problems is like talking to women is like playing the violin. It's a very complex skill. It takes a long time to learn how to do. And the first 100 times you do it, it's going to go badly. It's going to sound horrible. It's going to be terrible. But if you keep doing it, you'll get better. And that you just kind of got to deal with it. It's not a moral failing to be bad at talking to women or be awkward at talking to women. That's not a moral failing. You know? And by the way, that's a totally fair critique. He was trying. Here's the thing. He wouldn't have been trying too hard to be funny if it had worked, if he had been actually funny. This is like funny on Reddit. And this is my problem with a lot of like what Gen Z finds funny. This was funny on like Reddit. Or be funny on like a you know. That's what Reddit people think is funny. It's just like wildly overwritten and no energy on the delivery. Anyway. Scott was trying to be funny for the men, not the women. This is literally the problem. Right. Now, if you remember, a lot of people said that Riley was talking about things that were cool to do with her homegirls that were not going to appeal to men. So it's almost like it's the same critique. It's the same critique, but I guarantee you this person was caping for Riley. But it's literally the same critique, which is to say that pitch would have appealed to men, and I do think it did better with the men. But it's not going to appeal to the women. And that's fine. But that's also fine. It's fine to just suck at things. Like, I'm not saying, like, I mean, he took his L like a man. He dealt with it. I would definitely go with a different strategy next time. Maybe give those jokes a rewrite. Maybe punch up your stage presence a little bit. He looks stiff up there, but other than that, you know, he shook a shot. It didn't go well. Take your L and you know, come back with it, regroup, come back with another strategy. That's what I would say. It's like she's using this as Scott was doing too much, and therefore there's a problem with men more broadly. Let's see. So I was right. After their horrible reaction to Riley, all of the women should have just gotten up and left and went out for dinner with each other. Okay, so this is justice for Riley thing. So they're being mean to him. They're dunking on him. It's like all of these men are garbage. They should have just, which by the way would never happen. Women do not cooperate that way. Women do not support each other that way. Every single one of them performatively supported Riley, but secretly they were all happy she was there. It's like, at least I'm not the ugliest bitch here. Every single one of them had that thought. Every single one. Good after what they did to Riley. He thought he was funny, but it was just weird. And the fact that he thinks he's really funny is off-putting. I don't know that he thinks he's funny. I think he thought funny was the best way to go. I think that he thought that was his best play, and it didn't go well. I don't think he thinks he crushed it. This is not the face of a man who believes he crushed it. This is not the face. This is fear, is what this is. This is the face of a man who knows he's about to subject himself to terrifying judgment. I don't think women appreciate how fucking terrifying it is to subject yourself to a woman's judgment, much less like a panel of women. You know, especially at this age. You know, it's terrifying, and it takes a lot of like sucking it up to just get out there and go after it. And he's Mormon, so he has to do this sober. You know, a lot of us use alcohol as a crutch to get over that approach anxiety at first. He isn't. He's just out there thugging it out. And yeah, I'm not saying he did well. It's like, but hey, man, get him next time. You know, you did your best. Didn't go well. I'd punch up those jokes and work on your stage presence. Try to look confident if you can't be confident, you know. Just all the advice I'd give this guy if I saw him at an open mic, you know. This is a fun one. It feels like he could turn abusive. Become violent or controlling. Bad vibes. Now, I would say that's worse than anything that was said about Riley. and it's based on fucking zero information. Just reading it, they decided. Not only did I think he could have said yeah, it's like, and I think, by the way, to the credit of this comment, he thought he was funny, but it was just weird, and the fact that he thinks he's really funny is off-putting. I think this is downstream of justice for Riley, but also, yeah, probably. No, I think he just, like, did a shitty job. It's, like, just not, it's not a good look when you try to make a joke and it doesn't work. It's just not a good look. And when you try to make a bunch of jokes in a row and none of them work, that's really not a good look. Yeah, that's okay. But that's okay. Like, that's not a moral failing. Like, he just tried and failed at something, and that's okay. What I'm saying is the pursuit itself is noble. Like, just the fact that he tried at all is noble. Like, hey, he put himself out there, it didn't go well, you know. And then I think the virtuous thing to do at that point is to, like, take your notes. But this comment is, it feels like he could turn abusive, like, become violent or controlling, bad vibes. That's crazy. There's one. And all of them didn't stand for Riley when she was so genuine, and then Scott comes along and just proves why men like this will forever lead the single life. I don't know. That's tough. Rough crowd. He should have said he has 2 cats, loves wine, and is an astrologer. Right, that probably would have crushed. Let's see. Yeah, aside from him trying to be funny, his body language does not read as open or approachable. Remember, this is irrelevant because there was a curtain between them. He looks angry. I'd be scared to date him. Okay, remember, there's a curtain between them, so they can't see him. And he probably looks angry because he's terrified, and he's covering that up. That's probably just like a misread, you know, because, again, approaching women is terrifying. Why he talks like Trump, though. Okay, so that's... Yeah, they weren't nice. So far, they're calling him abuser. His body language is giving, has kicked small animals and set fires for fun. Okay, I mean, I'll give it to the chat. That's not the vibe that he gives me. I don't know. Maybe I'm wildly off base here. I'm not picking that up. And I will say... He looks like he would get so angry if you didn't put out after he paid for a meal on your first date. Scary vibes. Okay. So that seems to be... So now it's gone from... Oh, here we go. We got a full psychoanalysis from Katie Mickey, who I assume is some kind of psychological expert based on this. Let's find out. Scanned from a hypervigilant, closed off, angry, insecure, so he puffs up. Wasn't trying to be funny, but better than the other men. That's why it comes off as not that funny. That's why it comes off as not that funny. Tight throat, nervous, but doesn't want to appear that way. Also, he wants to appear in control, even though he likely can't control himself as well. Thinks he is the prize and is looking for someone to praise him for his amazing talents and personality. Not looking for a woman. Way to go to the ladies who stuck to their gut on this one and said no. So yeah, not a super charitable response to the male goober. And I would argue they were way fucking meaner to him. Way fucking meaner to him than they were to the redhead. Hold on. Let's see. Let's see what the chat has been saying this bit. Let's see. Oh, fuck. Hold on. Oh, Jesus Christ. There's so many chats. So many chats. Okay, how... Oh, fuck, so many chats. All right, well, guys, hold on. Give me a second to catch up with the chats. Let's see. I do agree on the voice. Thank you, Vaughn. Your voice is terrible. Please keep it to yourself. Guarantee her and her handmade sweater vest smell like cat pee. Definitely. Let's see. Let's see. My name is Riley. I like doing dishes and laundry and watching you play video games. I want to have lots of babies and make a peaceful home with you and have sex with you every day. Right, that would probably crush. This girl sounds great. What's her Instagram? This guy will hit you if you don't laugh at his jokes. Oh, fuck. Okay. I didn't know that. Okay, maybe. My grandparents got married in a Mormon church, but they left before my dad was born. Gotcha. LOL. What a goof. Bad jokes, but at least he tried. Yeah, that's kind of my thought. It's like, I'm not saying he crushed it, but like, whip your dick out in public and do a helicopter to impress women. Maybe don't. Bad advice. Disavow. You wear stupid habits now, man, pun boy. Thank you. Yeah, it's called peacocking. Look it up. Poor guy, I feel bad for him. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to. Here's the thing. The reason I don't feel bad for him is this is valuable feedback that he needs. This is a learning experience for him. It's like you don't. You gotta learn to thug this stuff out, and he'll be a better person because of this. So I'm rooting for him. Theo, when are we doing our dating show? Soon. I'll be fun. Men are used to rejection. This whole situation proves women aren't. Yeah, it's because then they were the rejection for Riley like reverberated through the whole like estrogen lynch mob, and they got together and decided that they were gonna like performatively dunk on any man that exhibited goober tendencies. Dude, trying too hard to be funny. Well, at least he knows what he needs to gain attention. He's not awful looking, but funny will help. Yeah, that's the thing. Is like he'll be a lot funnier when he's 30. I don't know how old he is. And this is probably like 20. Probably same. I imagine they're all like same age. He'll be a lot funnier when he's 30 if he keeps at it. So, rooting for him. Like I said, the Mormons fucking crush at stand-up. So, a lot of former Mormons and current Mormons who are stand-ups. So. I think he could get there. He just needs to keep working at it. All those like setup premise, but all those like setups and premises and punchlines all kind of led into each other logically. So at least he wasn't shrieking about cat piss. Anyway. Sorry, that's true because society's been lying to women for decades. Very true. I've been told telling women about my comic book collection is a great way to attract women. Was I misled? I don't know if you want to lead with that. It's like if a woman told you about her shoe collection. It's like, cool. Like, it's not going to move the needle one way or the other. If they like you, they'll like the comic book collection, and they'll pretend to be interested in comic books to get closer to you if they like you. If they don't like you, then there's no point. Keep pushing. Vaughn, pro tip, don't say our dating show to another's man. Just saying. No, that's a good point. Because I knew what he was talking about. But out of context, that sounds gay. Someone text Theo and tell him to look at the chat. Okay. We will. Thank you, Allie. Out of context, that sounds gay. True. Vaughn, sorry I'm late. Hey, what's up, man? No worries, bro. I'm chilling. MR. The face of an average Mormon. For real, a lot of these people look very Mormon. Not in a bad way. Mormons actually have a ton of facial symmetry. They're mostly like hot white people. Like they get a lot of imports from other parts of the world for whatever reason. But yeah, mostly they're hot white people. No, we can't really shit on Mormons' physical appearance. Women don't think, period. Disavow. Some of them do. Most of them don't, though. But some of them do. If you get one that thinks, hold on. Wrong. We actually think too much, and that's the actual problem. Bingo. Yeah, I've said this before. Relationships live and die on a woman's inner monologue. So once she gets on that hamster wheel of emotion and starts ramping herself up like that, like in her head, she'll eventually get to the, am I happy? Have I found myself? Maybe I should find myself. What does it mean to find myself? Do I need a divorce? My friend got a divorce. And that's what happens if you don't interrupt the hamster wheel. And that's why periodically you need to check in. Have you eaten today? Would you like a muffin? Have you had water? Do you need a hug? Stuff like that. That'll keep her off the hamster wheel. Did Riley get anyone? She literally got picked last, bro. Actually, bro, you should DM her. I'm going to try to get her on the show, but you should definitely DM her, bro. She might be into it. Riley got Theo. Riley did not get Theo. I am going to try to get her on the show, though. If you're not charismatic, just say you are a really hard worker and love the thought of providing for a family. Actually, that would probably crush with a Mormon audience. Well, and here's the thing. You got to assume these people are probably thinking like, hey, let's get married and start a family sooner rather than later. That's pretty normal in the LDS church. So if you're 24, 25, that's like getting married within the next 2 to 3 years is your goal for sure, if you're not married already. So, like, it's common in LDS to get married younger than that even. So yeah, so all these people, we got to think different. That's why none of these girls are, like, talking about how much they can, like, deep throat cock or whatever, like you would expect on, like, a secular dating show. I can fix Riley. Bro, DM her. You have her info. Shoot her a DM. I bet, see if she likes feet and hentai. By the way, that's Vagabond, host of I Swear It's Not Hentai podcast every Sunday. Check that out. Nah, they're right. This guy has the wrong violence in him. If he makes a joke at the dinner table and you don't laugh, he'll smash a glass on the wall. All right, well, that's an opinion. That might be true. I don't know. I don't know the man. So I wonder if his presentation failed because he was focused on attracting multiple women. I mean, he is a Mormon, so he has to get with all of them. So he was to get with all of them at once. Maybe he should focus on getting with one woman. This gets into what we were talking about last week, where being like generically attractive to all women is actually like not that useful. It's like way better to be super attractive to a subset of women and then pick from the subset. So it's like, yeah, but I mean, what are you gonna do? You're gonna talk to a whole crowd of women. I would have done the same shit. I would have done something, but I would have been funny. So this is all woman speak. Yeah. She has described woman. Yes. It seemed like a lot of women projecting. That's what I saw. These women are looking for excuses. Shows that women always judge based on looks and why it's a good thought to try jokes. Yeah, actually. Like, because honestly, if he'd crushed with that strategy, he would have done good. He would have been fine. Step 1, be hot. Yeah, bingo. That's probably... She can't have cats if she's never... Yeah. She has an ugly best friend that comes and feeds the cat. That's me. Joseph A. What's up, Theo? Working and lurking here. What's up, man? I appreciate it. Joseph A. Friend of the channel. I know I don't have to feel bad for Theo, LOL. I am always going to feel bad for most men because women suck so much and are mean-spirited. One of the good ones, everybody. Green-haired anti-liberal. Friend of the channel. One of the good ones. Selena, truth. Well, also one of the good ones. Yeah. Let's see. Where are we going? Oh, Vatlaw's here. Fuck, man, my chat is so busy. Maybe Mormons are so good at comedy because life is a joke without alcohol. Yeah, there might be a coping mechanism. I'm not sure. I don't know what. They're also great fantasy authors. So people have said that they might be great fantasy authors because they're so used to like making shit up and believing fairy tale nonsense. But I don't know. That's the going theory. I don't think that's true. I have no idea why that is. I think, you know, most religions are silly in their own way. You know, and I say that as a Brexit Catholic. I think all religions are a little bit silly. And if you can't see that, then you're no fun at all. Yeah, I have no idea why. Just something I noticed. The fantasy authors is striking too. It's a weird number. I don't know what that is. So I don't know if it's I don't know what it is. And what's weird is that they tend to like interbreed. So it's not just, it might not be a cultural component. It also it might have a genetic factor. Who knows? I don't know if anybody's ever studied this. No one's been that interesting before. It's just something that I've noticed. Like, it's like how all the Mormons are hot white people. That's because they keep fucking each other and making more hot white kids. Even though it's Mormon, it's still a dumb show like this. I don't think they are standard issue Mormon and doubt that would work, unfortunately. Yeah, I don't think it's a super great strategy. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, all right. Let's keep it pushing. Theo Snodgrass is fake and gay. Thank you, Vaughn. Appreciate it, buddy. Selena, see, this is a nice comment. Vaughn, why can't you be more like Selena? All right, let's see what else we got. We got another one. Oh, okay. This one is great. I really like this one. This is bro. I got to give bro props. This is an example of solid Riz. So we're gonna go ahead and pull this up. Give me a second. I was really excited. This is a great clip. I'm so happy about this one. You can already see she's laughing. All right, let's do it.
This is Millie, right? I'm
Yes,
sorry.
sir.
Okay,
See,
I'm
forgot her name.
Sam.
Immediately pretended he forgot her name. Chad, move. Go ahead.
Nice to meet you.
See how this guy is like not necessarily conventionally attractive, but he's tall and lanky? That's a look. A lot of women are not going to like that. Some women are going to like it a lot. He's specializing. This is smart. Yeah, and by the way, because he's not conventionally attractive, he's tall but not conventionally attractive necessarily. So he had to learn game, and you'll see that. Watch.
Through the curtain. It's good. You're hilarious, I think. I don't know. I haven't really heard
That leads with a compliment that immediately undercuts the compliment by saying, I don't know, I haven't heard much. Go ahead.
much
And
material.
look how she reacted to that. That's a genuine laugh. Not a laugh because this is awkward, but a laugh because I'm getting attention and I don't know how to feel about it.
From you yet. But,
There we go.
if you're gonna say that, like, I kind of want you to back it. So, like, give me
Okay.
something right.
Barabed. Now, okay, so now he's kicked it to her. So the default setting is that the man has to impress the woman. He's now inverted the dynamic and asked her to do something to impress him, which puts him in the driver's seat. Go ahead. Let's see how it goes for him. Let's see how it works out, Cotton.
Okay, you want my favorite joke?
Yeah, if you got a set, I would.
Okay.
That's above and beyond.
Why did the farmer get a promotion?
Where does the farmer live?
Oh, that answer was pure autism, and I loved it. Go ahead. Bam, see? Broke up the room. That same reaction I did. Love that. Love that kind of outside the box thinking. That's fun. That's entertaining. This guy is demonstrating, hey, I'm fun to hang out with. I might be fun to hang out with. That's a sales pitch. Women will go with fun to hang out with, even if you suck at other things. Women will bite on fun to hang out with.
Just say you don't know. It's okay.
I don't know. You can keep going. Sorry.
He was outstanding in his field.
Okay. All right. Okay. No, that's good. I like it. I like it. It is Millie.
Excellent. There we go. That was great. You see how everybody enjoyed that? See how everybody had a good time? That dude crushed. And he's weird looking. And that dude's objectively weird looking. And he absolutely destroyed. Great. Broke up the whole room, had the guys laughing, had all the girls laughing, had what's-her-face feeling like the center of attention. Solid. So not everybody there was a goober. Right? But there were enough goobers. I think it's interesting that there were multiple goobers there and the goobers did not pair off. It seemed like the goobers thought they were too good for other goobers. You know. So, yeah, that was great though. That was great. Solid. 10 out of 10. Love to see that. That's a great clip. That's fucking Riz, bro. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, hold on. Damn, Vaughn, you're going hard on Theo today. You catch feelings. Oh, man. That's not new information, Go. Does my Mormon heritage reflect in my appearance? No, you're one of the ugly ones for some reason. I don't know what happened. Only Mormon friend had spina bifida and epilepsy and had to be in a wheelchair half the time and had a weird shaped. Thank you for sharing that. Oh, God, love that. That's so funny. He looks dirty. Yes, but some girls are into that. I understand Allie's probably not. Allie, you're a sophisticated woman of letters. Okay? You're not going to enjoy a dirty man. Some girls are super into that. They love dirty, skinny guy. He looks like a human cigarette. And a lot of women are into that, by the way, so you know. This is what I'm saying is like if you specialize, you will cancel yourself out to 99% of women. But 1% of women is more than enough to choose from. That's more than enough. That's more optionality than you can deal with. And you will find one in there that actually likes you for what makes you interesting. His shorts are too high. I agree. So Allie's definitely in the 99% that is not into this guy. Holy negging, man. He's good. Yes. This is what I'm saying. He was good. But do you notice how that wasn't mean? Notice how that wasn't mean? He put her in the position of having to impress him. And he said, he gave her a compliment, but then undercut it and kind of turned it backhanded. So it's like, so now it's like putting her on the hamster wheel, like mentally. Like, does he like me? Does he not? Does he like me? Does he not? And so then she's in that. And then she made the joke. He took the joke, made it way funnier, broke up the whole room, but didn't make her feel bad for not knowing a funny joke. See, that's great. Like, he didn't make her feel bad because that joke was not going to do super well. People were going, But because he jumped in the driver's seat and took it in a fun direction in the middle of the joke, he made the whole room laugh. And now everybody's having a good time. That was a great interaction. She feels great about that interaction. Everybody in the room has a higher opinion of him because he did that. He wasn't mean to her. And this is what I'm saying. This is why I get frustrated with negging, because the characterization of negging, which is to say what he did just there, which is kind of like it's more playful teasing. People think of it as like strategic insults to try to break down someone's self-esteem, and that's just not correct. It's more like it's just like kind of like playful banter, and it's an invitation for the other person to banter too. Like, you're not supposed to just cast negative words at unsuspecting targets. You know, that would piss me off. That would be the purpose of it, Allie. That's why you say things like that. That's the purpose of it. And that's the thing. You're more confrontational than this girl. This girl is like clearly not that. I personally prefer the confrontational ones myself. Theo, we have not gotten a single merch sale. Your face does not sell. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. We'll talk about this after the show. That dude knows what he's doing. Well played. Yeah, he did great. Negging only works on women who want to be treated poorly. This is not objectively false. Negging is awesome. We need the same show done with Muslim women trying to catch the attention of men in a full burqa. The men will only be able to judge based off the eyes and voice. Whole new level of risk taking. Honestly, dude, I kind of like that idea. I would watch that show. He kind of gives James Vanderbeek vibes, smiling. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, market yourself. Specialize, because the more specialized you are, the more the women who like you are going to like you. You don't want to be just like vaguely attractive to women in general. You really want to specialize. He reminds me of the methed out singer on the singer guy with a dumb name. See, Allie does not like it. This is the perils of specializing. Some women are going to find you revolting if you specialize, but the women who like you are going to like you. So that's the advantage of that. Yeah, negging is an icebreaker, and the reaction shows how much a woman or man can handle levity. I use negging just as much as dudes do. More, actually. More than most dudes. A lot of dudes are scared to do it now because they don't know they're supposed to. A lot of dudes just do just nice. You're not fucking nice to anyone, respectfully. Green-haired anti-liberal, friend of the show. If you want to see more of her, watch her on Touch Grass with Theo Snodgrass on Saturdays. Also on Cooking the Books, which is on her channel. Which I want to say is like a Wednesday stream. Anyway, she reads books and stuff. It's really cool. All right. But yeah, this is exactly right. It's like, how much fun are you to banter with is what I'm asking. It's an invitation. That's what it actually is. It's an invitation. And if you get a little bit frustrated, that's fun for me. I like it when women are mad at me. It's like, that's, it gets my nipples hard. What's the point of like living if you're not going to have a woman mad at you? Are you even living if there isn't at least one woman mad at you as a man? I mean, for real, are you even living a life? Or are you so impossibly sheltered and neutered and drained of your masculinity that you're nothing more than a sedated zoo animal? No. I mean, if you're a man and you're living, there should be at least one woman mad at you at all times. Like me, it's the crazy cat lady from last night and neck tattoo. They're both mad at me. I got 2. So step your game up. Got to get those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers. No way he's not solid. He is solid. Fatherless women are into human cigs. True, but there's a lot of fatherless women out there, so you got to take what you can get, honestly. Machine Gun Kelly looking dirty weirdo. Yes, but a lot of women like Machine Gun Kelly. And here's the thing about those Machine Gun Kelly type dudes, those human cigarettes, massive cocks. Don't tell me how I know, but it's like my forearm holding a softball. That's what I want you to picture, just hanging from a 6'2" frame. Chicks are into that. 6'2", 120 pounds, giant cock. Chicks like that. I'm sorry. I hate to I know I'm breaking news here, but that is a thing women are into. If you couldn't tell by just Machine Gun Kelly or Tommy Lee or any of these like famous people that women drool over, that is in fact a look. I regret to inform you, women are into that shit. For sure. That's why it's negging and not just being a jerk. Yeah, because that's not the same thing. That's the same thing. It's like a lot of guys, when they figure out that women don't like it when you're nice, think that women want you to be mean. And that's not right. Women want men that they like to be nice to them. But you can't make a woman like you by being nice. That's a important distinction. Once she likes you, you can be nice as you want. But she's going to like you way more if you can like banter with her and have fun. And most of these, and also you're going to like her more if you can banter and have fun. Like if you have to walk on eggshells all the time, be like, oh babe, I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. Like if that's your whole fucking life for the next 40 years, fucking jump off a cliff. That's crazy. In Minecraft. That's crazy. You know, you want somebody who can like banter and like handle a little bit of a joke and also maybe pitch a joke back to you. Because unless you're stuffy and overly serious, then you should want somebody that jokes back with you. And that makes life entertaining. Nagging is a red flag. Yeah, I read the game too. Good job. It's really just like regular flirting. That's really what it is. And it works. That's why people do it. So, I mean, it wouldn't exist as a strategy if no nagging doesn't piss me off and then make me want to date someone. It makes me just leave and block you from my life forever. All right. Well, shit, you sound like not that much fun. Respectfully. No, it's like, I get it. Like, if it's not your thing, that's the other thing, too, is if it's not your thing, it's not your thing. You know? And it will help you filter. It's like being controversial is way better. This goes with like specializing and being controversial is in your best interests. If you're just like generically well liked by everyone, you're gonna have a hard time. But if you make a strong negative first impression, that can actually work in your favor. Because that can either horse you back around and work for you, or it will just like repel people that are not a good fit. You know, you're actually great. You could actually, this guy did great. I love this guy. LMFAO, good play for sure more than dudes. Yeah, way more. Because most guys are scared to do it now because we told them that flirting is punished by death, and that also we did like the whole like 10-year propaganda campaign of being like anti-negging, which I think was the sisterhood's defensive reaction to the fact that it works. Like, it works. That's why the HR department tried to eradicate it. And it's viewed as, like, manipulation, which is ridiculous. Because women don't want to be manipulated, not because that's their thing. They manipulate us. We don't get to do it back. When the truth is, like, people manipulate people all the time. And, yeah, that's, like... I think, like, and by the way, negging is something women do, too. Like, it's not something men do to women to get laid. It's something men and women do to each other that we used to just call flirting. It used to just be part of it, like, that playfully dunking on each other, not about, like, stuff you're sensitive about, but playfully, you know, shooting barbs at each other and seeing if you can bounce them back and forth and getting a good little volley together and enjoy good. That used to be just considered fun. Right? That used to be just like a thing people did at parties because it was fun. And now it's like... My bad. I don't know what that... Oh, right. I hope that guy finds his Courtney love someday and they never have children. That's brutal. Well, they're gonna love me. That's what I keep telling you, bro. This man is 6'4". He needs to act like it. I keep telling you, act 6'4". Cuban cigarette. His sperm quality is trash. I agree with you. What would you call someone who nags, Theo? I see what you did there. I see what you did there, and I'm not falling for it. Disavow. You can help the dude how he presents himself, though, too. Personality is higher for me than style. Yeah. I think that's, for most people, that's the way it is. Like, a lot of the stuff we're seeing on dating apps where it's like 90% of women are going for 10% of guys, that's a reflection of how women rate men they don't know. Once they know you, their evaluation of you can change a lot. Like, this is what I talk about. It's like, you don't be nice to the woman, you let her catch you being nice to a puppy. It doesn't have to literally be a puppy. She has to know. But if you're being nice to her, you could just want something and you could be trying to fool her, right? Because men are nice to, especially hot women, all the time because they want something or for no reason at all, but just they're nice all the time. So you're not going to stand out if you do that. And two, that's the same way you would treat her if you wanted to manipulate her, right? But if you're just a good dude, then you'll be nice and she'll be able to observe you being nice to stuff when you don't have anything to gain from it. Like being nice to a puppy. Great example of that. You're just being nice to a puppy because you're a cool guy. Now you have a sensitive side. Wait, hold on. The same guy that was just negging me earlier, that was acting like such a cocky asshole and making me so frustrated and giving me complicated feelings that I don't fully understand, is now being nice to a puppy. So he's not just an arrogant asshole. He also has a sensitive side. Now I'm confused and I don't know what to think about him. Hamster wheel, hamster wheel, hamster wheel, hamster wheel, hamster wheel. Her inner monologue is going to do the work for you. You don't have to say anything. It's better if you don't, actually. Her inner monologue is going to do all the work. Let's see. Not liking nagging does not mean you're humorless. No. You seem like a great time. And you have a great sense of humor. Scout. You're right, Allie. It's not for everyone, but it doesn't mean you have. It doesn't mean you have zero humor. I agree. There we go. Mormon men just remind me of dudes with low testosterone. If we could get them to blast a little steroids, the Mormon dating game would be off the charts. In Minecraft, of course. I agree. Totally agree. How do I look at this dress? I spent hours getting ready for you. You could look better, I guess. You'll do for har. If you don't like that, then you can't take a joke. Okay, well, that's kind of a straw man. Women don't want to admit to wanting to be manipulated. Yeah, that's the thing. People, of course, everybody wants to be sold, but they don't want to know they're being sold. Everybody wants that all the time. It's like everybody wants to be swept off their feet, but nobody wants to know that they're being swept off their feet. And that's why flirting is cloaked in plausible deniability, because it saves everybody's feelings involved. Because that way, if it's not reciprocated, you can walk away and it's fine. But also because it's like, it's fun. It's like, I know what we're doing and you know what we're doing, but neither of us is saying it out loud. That builds anticipation and suspense and excitement, and that's fun. That used to be just like a fun thing before we decided that that everything had to be ironed out on paper with affirmative consent contracts. That used to be just how things were, and it was fun for everybody. Before the HR department got involved. That's crazy. You don't have to nag to be positively manipulative. No, but it helps. It depends how good. Treat us like a dog with a clicker. You see what I'm saying? It's actually less misogynistic to nag than it is to have the clicker, I feel like. How am I read my last message, pussy? Bro, there's so many fucking chats. There's 32 unread chats already. Jesus Christ. Oh, my God. There's so many. I mean, I know. Already played about. Read my last. What did Vaughn say? Let's see what Vaughn said. Oh, my God. There's so many fucking messages. I need a producer. All right. What would you call someone who nags? Oh, I already saw that. Vaughn. But that also leaves women groomed to gaslight you after. Double-edged sword. Yeah, But there's actually, here's the thing. This is what I'm saying. There's actually not a way really to protect yourself. If a woman is pathological and she wants to gaslight you and do that, that is going to happen no matter what. And you actually can't do anything to protect yourself. Women are so much better at playing social manipulation games than men are that you really can't compete meaningfully. Like if she wants to destroy you, she's just going to. That is what it is. So yeah, I mean, you got a little defense. You can have certain social defenses. But yeah, that's exactly right. Plausible deniability opens up the possibility for her to be like, oh, what? I had no idea what you're talking about. I'm just friendly. I'm just funny with everybody. Like fucking Lois Lane from Superman and fucking David Cornsweat. She's like, I'm just good at my job. I don't know what you're talking about. That's why I'm like fucking sticking my tongue down Superman's throat, even though I got a 5'7" husband at home. Poor guy. R.I.P. that marriage. Anyway. Women who gaslight and men who neg. Yeah, they kind of deserve each other. Fatherless women love negging and fatherless men love gaslighting women. This is true. This is true. This is true. We go together. Like peanut butter and jelly, baby. All right, let's see what else did I want to talk about today? Let's find out. Oh, I have more clips from the Mormon dating show. This one is just wholesome. This one is I have nothing negative to say about this. I don't think this is even going to be controversial in the chat. This is just nice. This is just nice, and I'm happy this happened. Give me a second to get it set up with like sound and everything.
Stylist. So
all right, let's start this bad boy over.
Hairstylist. So you get free haircuts, which is awesome for you.
See? Right there. Right there. I'm Katie. I'm a hairstylist. Tells me a piece of information about her, what her name is. That's free haircuts for you. Immediately. Ooh, what do I get out of this? I know. I know what I get out of this right away. By the way, Riley commented. And then one of the replies was, Riley, you're so gorgeous and cool and funny. Which party's forever, baby? And it's whoever this person is. Just a person who's just... This is the kind of feedback Riley does not need. Riley needs honest feedback. But seems like she made a friend, so that's nice. I don't know. This could be sarcastic. You never know with women. She said, if it isn't my favorite person, emojis. So that could be sarcastic, or it could be sincere. You just never know with women. All right, let's see what the rest of this video says.
I feel like I'm definitely a pretty basic Utah girl, but I am so passionate about doing hair. Honestly, I was nervous because I have a unique voice.
She sure does. By the way, I like the self-awareness in saying she's a pretty basic Utah girl and she's passionate about doing hair. So she led with that. And I like the self-awareness. She's like, I'm a pretty basic Utah girl. Fair enough. There's nothing wrong with an honest self-assessment. And also knowing that her voice might be a problem in a voice-only competition. Fair enough. Nothing wrong. Nothing wrong with a little self-awareness. I personally don't find her voice that off-putting, but it doesn't bother me. Not nearly as much as What's-Her-Face.
Or at least that's what people tell me. So I was nervous that would make people maybe not like me, or I don't know. I was just insecure for no reason.
Bam, we love that self-aware. You see her ability to self-reflect? I was insecure for no reason. You see our ability to self-reflect, switch back into a rational state of mind, and keep it pushing? We love to see that. We love that. We love to see that. Let's see what else we got. Let's see what she matches up with.
And gentlemen, if you'd like to get to know Katie more, please step forward.
Hey, there we go. This dude.
Okay.
By the way, what the fuck is he wearing? Is this what Zoomers are wearing now? Jesus Christ. All right, fine. None of those clothes fit. None of those clothes fit. Wear clothes that fit. I promise your life will get better if you wear clothes that fit. And I say this as someone who did not wear clothes that fit when I was younger. So I know what I'm talking about. Go ahead.
Suspense.
All right.
Like a couple seconds passed by.
See, he's also a doofus with a weird voice. Look at him. also a doofus with a weird voice. You got a doofus with a weird voice pairing up with a doofus with a weird voice. Perfect. And she's not that much of a doofus. She's actually pretty cool. He's a doofus, though. He'd be lucky to pull her.
And, well, nobody was standing up, and I think it was because people were intimidated by her voice, but I actually kind of dug it, so I was like, you know.
Nice. By the way, if there's a girl and other guys are intimidated by her and you dig what she's selling, fellas, go after her. Because that girl's not getting approached because she's scared away. She's scaring the hoes. So she's not getting approached much. So if you approach her, she's going to be happier there. And also, you know, if you're buying what she's selling, fucking go for it.
Well, I'll go and introduce myself.
Hey, my name is Katie.
Nice. Love that. Love that. That was fucking great. That was fucking... See, that was just... That's two people that seem like evenly matched who met each other. That's the show functioning as intended. I love that. I love that. I don't... And her sales... See how much better her sales pitch? See how she didn't mention witchcraft? Not one time. Not one time did she mention witchcraft. She just went up there, said, hey, this is what I'm about. This is how it benefits you. Get at me. And a guy bid on that. You know, nothing negative to say about that. I'm on board 100%. I think they crushed it. See, this is what I'm saying. Like this is solvable. I think they're getting along. Yeah, that's not true at all. I love my dad. I love men who know how to neg. It's not for you, Allie. Okay. Girls, get along. Hashtag not all. Girls, please get along. Please get along. Who Katie has a low man voice? She does have a low man voice. Whoa. Yes, she does. Yeah, she does. But, you know, I mean, here's the thing. For me personally, since haircuts are so fucking expensive for me, that would be a huge... If I could get that done at home, I would consider that to be a huge benefit. It would be a huge nuisance off my shoulders. So, I mean, that's a non-trivial benefit. Like, that's right up there with cooking and cleaning as things that I would like to outsource to a simpler solution as much as humanly possible as soon as I possibly can. Like, these are things I hate doing myself, and I hate paying other people to do. So that's a good sales pitch. Ooh, free bullets. Yeah. Her voice could take getting used to, still would. Bro, your voice is going to take getting used to. I'm still not used to it. You sound like Gilbert Gottfried never went through puberty, and you're sitting here criticizing. This is the second voice you've criticized on my broadcast. That's crazy to me. That is crazy to me. What's crazy to me is that you chose a career where you'd be speaking into a camera so frequently, and you sound like you sound, and you still don't have the self-awareness to not criticize other people's voices. That's crazy to me. Respectfully. Nice. Sorry, I didn't see the respectfully. I should have. You're right. That took care of everything. She can easily tone down the bass in her voice by not talk yelling. Yeah, that's probably true. LOL, my ex-BFF's mom sounded like a dude for her whole life. Like this chick. Working in a call center was rough because she'd get called sir all the time. She always rolled with it. Yeah, it's just not that big a deal. I think we could probably deal with it. I'm not like that put off by it. Yes, short jeans and baggy shirts is the Zoomer uniform. Terrible. Just wear clothes that fit. Wear clothes that fit. Like, it will look better to everyone if you wear clothes that fit. All these guys dress like middle schoolers in the 90s. I noticed that, yeah. It does. It doesn't look very adult. And maybe that's my bias. These don't look like serious adults who are ready to get married. And I would assume that's what they are. If they're dating consistent with Mormon tradition. Evely Bucks. Their poor Andre. That's rough. The My 600-Pound Life show proves anyone can get laid. No, that's true. Damn, I got behind, but they are a cute couple. Dude voice chick and her guy L. Yeah, for sure. I like them together. So, okay, so here's the thing. The people that, and here's the thing. He didn't go in there with a plan. He just went up there and did his best. And I think it went good. She went in there, I think her pitch was, like I said, solid. And it's where you take, like, She also, like I said, big indicators of self-awareness. Anytime you see indicators of self-awareness in a woman, I have the voice of an angel, Lucifer. You have the voice of Lucifer. Objectively wrong. No, anytime you see a woman who's like self-aware, even remotely, that is something you should follow up on, because it is so common now. Because not 100% their fault. A lot of women are discouraged from critical thinking, and they're discouraged from self-reflecting. And any attempt to say, "Am I the problem?" is met by their friends saying, "No, you're just gaslighting yourself. He's a narcissist. You're perfect." Which is, by the way, how you create a narcissist. So, a lot of these, if you meet a woman who's like remotely self-aware, then that's fucking outstanding, and you should stick with that for sure. Or at least follow up on it. LOL, we are getting along, dork. Was just saying it's not her thing. Sheesh. Please. Stop trying to nag us into fighting, Theo. That's not what I'm doing, Allie. Shut up. Stop saying the quiet part out loud. I don't know. Well, now you guys are getting along in opposition to me. I don't like that. Don't team up against me. Was Lucifer not the most beautiful angel? Shut the fuck up, Vaughn. Nobody likes you. Why are you here? Why are you here? Shouldn't you be selling a comic book somewhere? Shouldn't you be promoting I Can Fix Her on someone else's podcast? By the way, I Can Fix Her coming soon. Co-written by me and Vaughn Coleman. Semi-autobiographical story of a demon hunter who chooses to help and ultimately get back together with his half-demon ex-girlfriend. Loosely based on a true story. Loosely based on a true story, and actually heavily based on a true story. Based on my life experience and Vaughn's. It's a lot of fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I just sent some notes back on another draft. We're going through it right now. It's a lot of fun. It's already fun, and it's getting a lot better. It's been a very rewarding writing process, and so watch out for that. It's gonna be fucking killer. Also, narcissism is insanely overused. Very true. Very true. That's downstream of like TikTok psychology. That's what's causing that, I think. I think the proliferation of pop psychology on TikTok has just been just absolutely horrible. And therapy speak in general. Therapy speak and therapists do a lot of the heavy lifting of priests in the woke religion. So therapy is a substitute for the sacrament of confession, or it's a poor simulation of that. And therapy speak is great if you never want to take accountability for your actions. You can learn a way to use therapy speak to dismiss everyone else's perspective and talk about how you're actually right. Because if you're right, you're right, and if you're wrong, you're traumatized. Either way, you're not accountable. Oh, that's who you remind me of, Vaughn. Gabriel in the Constantine movie. I Can Fix Her, gonna be gold. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. LOL, who was played by a... Therapy speak is annoying and gay. Very true. Very true. Very true. Let's see. What else did I want to show you guys? Let's see. Did I already do this one? Let's see. No, I already did that one. Yeah, so that was kind of that's what I wanted to do for the Mormon dating component. Let's do this one next, and then I'll finish on a fun one, because this is like not that fun of a story. So I'm going to show you something. So this is a thing that was kind of floating around Twitter. IDK maybe, but narcissism is really easy to spot if you know what to look for. Yeah, and you could just, let's see. A lot of women today are histrionic. Yeah, I think, well, okay, so we'll stay on that for a second before we pivot, because actually I want to go to a different one. Give me 1 second. The problem is that women are just lied to about reality at literally like from the second they are born, the whole time they're awake, people are lying to them about reality and telling them how great they are. but also telling them how oppressed they are and how much of a victim they are. And also, from the time women are very young, big emotional reactions are rewarded with like soothing and coddling and them getting what they want. And if that doesn't change, then their strategy doesn't change. So when they're toddlers, if they throw tantrums and get what they want, they're going to keep doing that as they get older. And if it never stops working, they'll never stop doing it. And that's why we have so many adults, particularly women, who throw tantrums and don't seem to have the ability to see the world from another person's perspective, and don't seem to have the ability to take accountability from their actions and admit that they're wrong and see that other people have a point. They don't have that gear, it seems, which is a huge bummer because these women become really difficult to deal with just in day-to-day life. And that's not required, by the way. These are, I think it's not that the women today are bad. I think these are like morally ordinary women who just are responding to the culture that they're in. And so that's a fucking huge bummer. It's not that good. That's why it's so important to be honest with people, because the more you don't tell the truth, the more problems that are going to ripple out from that. It's actually critical, mission critical, to be honest with people. Very true, Saul, especially in women, and there are men who blindly follow them. LOL. Yeah, for real. Sorry, it is true. It is true. Men are very, 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 very susceptible to the narcissistic ladies. It sucks. It sucks because we're just dumb, and that's like the weak part of male nature is like we see a nipple and our brain stops working. It sucks. I wish it weren't true, but it is. So you gotta reopen asylums and remove women's right to vote, and suddenly narcissism rates will drop. I agree. Our life is gaslighting unless we're bullied a lot as kids. That's true. I've noticed that. This is why I always say, get you a girl who is fat in middle school. Because nobody has a harder life than a girl who's fat in middle school. Everybody's mean to her. You know, and then if she grows out of it, then she'll have to have developed a personality along the way. You know, so that's solid. That's a good choice. I totally agree. You have to have been confronted with social rejection or the harshness of reality in some way, and that will shake you out of that narcissism. And there's a lot of ways that can happen, but it's not happening in family units at home now, which is kind of a bummer. At least not for the majority of people. So a lot of the people you're interacting with if it seems like when you go outside, a lot of people you're interacting with are inconsiderate and selfish and seem to have the emotional intelligence of a 10-year-old, and they just have no ability to self-regulate, and they have no ability to see things from other people's perspectives. If that's your impression of what people are like right now, then you're right. A lot of that going around. Yeah. Big time. And I think it seems like to be most pronounced with women. And even Redhead Riley, who I, was kind of pulling for after this, even at the end of her little thing, when they were like, "Why do you think this didn't go well for you?" I guess, or whatever they asked her, she was like, "It's because I'm so confident. It just intimidates the man." She didn't use the word intimidates, but there was kind of you could tell that someone had taken her aside and said, "Girl, don't even worry about that rejection. You're so confident and funny and interesting and powerful and stunning and brave that men are intimidated by you. It scares them away." Someone took her aside and said something along those lines to her. And that has happened to a ton of women that are thoroughly undateable. A lot of women are hearing that message, which is not good because that doesn't give you, men get told that they're a loser pretty directly all the time. They hear it a lot. And that's good because that tells you what to fix. And that should be the goal, is like, because that's nobody else's job. Making yourself palatable for other people is nobody else's job but yours. So, what's up, Sherry? How you doing? Let's see. What else we got? Though even that can be a problem because they're mean to you because you're amazing and they're jealous and they secretly like you. Yeah, that's true too. Yep, can confirm. Middle school fatty story. Yep, that's true. True. Comes with self-esteem issues as hurdles to jump, though. That's true, too. But, well, okay. So the girls that are performatively, I'm so great. Why can't men date me? Nah. Those women are plagued by insecurities, too. And they rely on external validation to feel okay. And if they're not getting external validation, then they freak out. And that's why there's so many women being like, why isn't anyone approaching me? Because that was not, they don't want men to approach them so that they could say yes to the men. They want men to approach them because that fluffs their ego and makes them feel hot. Which is why we talked about this a couple episodes ago. But it's actually like moderately attractive women who get approached the most. It's your 5 to 7 range that gets approached the most. The super hot girls, a lot of guys are not approaching them at all because they're like, well, I want there to be at least a possibility that she's going to say yes. So it's actually your moderately attractive girls are getting approached the most. And that's why we have so many what we call gassed up mids. That's the origin of the gassed up mid phenomenon, is a lot of women who are wildly overestimating their attractiveness because of the approaches or I think more likely the Instagram DMs and the social media attention and the attention they get on Tinder. So that's exactly where that comes from. So the hot girls have self-esteem issues too. That's the big secret, is that hot girls aren't more confident usually. Sometimes they are, but like a lot of times they have the same crippling self-esteem issues that every other woman has, because they have the same like anxiety brain, and they have the same hamster wheel that's like constantly second-guessing them. And I think they feel better because they get a lot of external validation. That's one of the reasons negging works so well, because you're just momentarily denying them external validation that they need for oxygen to feel okay. You're just like, I'm not going to validate you yet. I'm not going to validate you. But then if they're smart, if they're dumb, they're going to spiral. And that's not good. You don't want that. But if they're smart, they'll be like, oh, okay, this is an invitation to play a game. Let's see how it goes. And then it's actually a great way to sort women into boxes by IQ, actually, is negging. So. All right. Oh, Sherry's here. Everyone's happy Sherry's here. Oh, nice. Everyone's getting along. This is nice. This is why women have a hard time finding female friends. These chicks just constantly lie to each other. Yeah, and that's actually like not useful. You can't, like, men do not do that to each other. Men are very honest. Most of the stuff I found out that was dog shit about this podcast and others that I've done was told to me by my male friends who watch it, and they want me to do well, so they told me the things I was doing badly. Never believe the flatterers. Yeah, and I think women are surrounded by flatterers, male and female, and they're usually doing it for their own purposes. It has nothing to do with giving you accurate feedback, which might help you in the world. They're trying to, prop up their own fragile self-concept. Now we know Theo thinks I'm a dumbass. Cool, bye. I don't think you're a dumbass. Wait, how did we get there? All right. Well, you're cool, Lady Allie Books. Yeah, Allie, we love you. Why are you doing all this? Why are you cutting up? Why are you doing this? All right. Let's do this. This is a fun one. This is kind of a fun video, and gets at I enjoyed this. This is shifting gears, but this is kind of fun. So let's see what we can do. So this is a video about pickup basketball.
Heard of pickup basketball?
This is amazing.
Listen to this. Guys will go to a court on like a Saturday morning with a ball and just be like, next.
I got next.
They go just knowing other like-minded basketball-loving humans are going to be in the vicinity, and they're just gonna like play games together.
Oh,
they're
yeah.
just gonna.
She is mystified by the male ability to cooperate. Mystified.
Play games.
It's the greatest.
So I asked my husband, I was like, how do you like make the teams. And he's like,
And
you
you-
just
you
like
run it?
formulate them.
You
It's
run
like,
it?
okay, us
You want
3,
next?
us 4, like us 5. I'm
You
like,
want- okay, we got 5. We got 5. We're next.
what chaos? What absolute madness? Can you imagine? I'm like, is there a piece of paper where you're writing people's names down?
No.
Whoever has next is like, writes their
I don't know
names
one name
on a
of one
chalkboard.
person.
And then like, how do you know who's on your team if
No, names are completely superfluous to this process.
you're not wearing matching costumes? Like, you just met these people. How do you know you're not bouncing the ball to the wrong person?
Maybe
He
shirts and
says the winning
skins.
team just stays on the court and the losing team just gets off.
Walk off.
And a
Walk
new
off.
group of basketball loving humans comes onto the court and then they play
Yeah.
that winning team.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, what happens if the losing team is like, yeah, we're not going anywhere. We
That's
run
never
this court.
happened.
We're staying.
Never once happened.
He said, I've played thousands of games and that's never happened.
Never once. But if the
You're telling
winning
me-
if the winning team wins too
And
many
in pickup
times,
basketball, there's just a peaceful transfer of power.
we'll reshuffle it so
Pickup
it's
game after
more
pickup
even.
game after pickup game.
Right. She cannot imagine this because women would not operate that way. It would turn into a power struggle if women tried to do this. It would be an absolute disaster.
And he said,
Yeah.
yes. I would be a wreck on my way to that court.
Right.
It'd be Saturday morning, white knuckles, driving.
Terrifying.
What if they don't let me play? What if they don't like me? What if they hit my shoes?
It's
I
the
bring
most
snacks.
chill environment. Well,
I'm like,
it
hey
gets heated
guys, I'm
sometimes.
here.
It's
I've got my
competitive,
basketball.
but
It's all pumped with air. And here
And by the way, the reason she's afraid that the women at pickup basketball would not like her is because the women at pickup basketball would not like her. The reason she's bringing snacks to placate them, it will not work, but it's a pleasing gesture to try to mitigate the extent to which they will try to destroy her. This is what I mean. Okay.
Here are orange slices, and I brought juice and water for anybody who forgot it. I'm trying to make myself the most favorite person.
oh, we would love that. Juice and water?
This is just the most chaotic thing in the world,
It's not. It really
and it
isn't.
makes so much sense.
Anyway. Spoiler that. So this is why women shouldn't be in government, right? We see it. They can't cooperate. They actually can't cooperate. They can't. They're terrible at it. And men do cooperate kind of like effortlessly. It's just part of the deal. We can cooperate around a task really well with very limited organization. We can just kind of like show up and do stuff. And it's wonderful. It's great. And that it makes it easier. That makes it easier in like a military context or in a government context. Like this scales up at like every fucking level of the human organization. This is true. And it's fascinating to me that she finds this so anxiety inducing when this is just like, I don't know, it's like just spontaneous order. I don't know what to tell you. It's just like not that, it just ain't that deep, you know? So, let's see. Sorting women by IQ depending on how they feel about nagging. Yes, I stand by that. That's a good take. You're the exception, though. Not all. Hashtag not all. I hate these react videos that are just someone laugh reacting. Yeah, I don't love that either. Let's see, but I thought women were the most empathetic and most organized because the blue hair danger glasses told me so. Yeah, you would think so. But no, that's no. This would be a total fucking nightmare if we would try to handle it. And you see this as you try to interact with government now, as the HR department, it has slowly taken over everything. It has to have its tendrils and has to micromanage everything. It can't rely on spontaneous or the HR department relies on micromanaging to justify its existence. So they can't imagine that people might spontaneously come together around a shared goal. They actually can't imagine it. So let's see. Let's share. Women are too emotional. We overthink and stress over everything. Men just go blind and hope for the best. Yeah, it usually works out. That's right. Like we haven't overthought it, and it's like fuck. I forgot my water bottle. Oh well, I guess I'll drink out of the fountain. You know. Oh fuck, I brought the wrong shoes. I guess I'm playing in dress shoes today. It just happens, dude. I don't tell. Yes, this is why tomboys are a thing. Women want the easy social experience men get with each other. Yes, big facts. Yeah, there's some women that just like opt out of the psychotic intrasexual competition of the female experience. This is why, okay, by the way, I talked about this for a long time. I would look at like my female friends who would be like, I hate women. I just like to hang out with guys because they're less drama. And it's like, well, just go. I just thought women were bad at being friends. Just like go be friends. Because I thought them hanging out with their friends was like me hanging out with my friends, which is my favorite thing. It's my favorite thing. I walk away from it rejuvenated. I laugh a lot. I have a good time. I enjoy the experience immensely. I feel recharged. It gives me what refills my batteries and, gets me out there to go do difficult things. Time with the boys is incredible. It's essential for men's mental health to have time with the boys. And I thought that's what it was like for women. It's not. For them, it's like going into a fucking lion's den. It's horrible. They're just constantly squaring off with each other, and they're constantly making these like peace offering gestures to try to like mitigate the degree to which the group is like, don't target me next, don't target me next, don't target me next. And then inevitably there's like insidious like Game of Thrones style social attacks that are going on, which is fucking wild. So I totally understand why women would want to opt out of that and just like hang out with men. Like, women, let's fight for no reason. Men, I really don't want to fight. It hurts. Yeah, for real. Dude, pickup ball is amazing. I miss it. Need to get back to the court. Agreed. That's awesome. Hello, Strider. Blue hair, danger glasses. Yeah. I loved hanging out with my female friends until they told me they'd been lying to me for years, and then it never stops. The lying and the social stress. Yeah, and it's like I totally get why women want to opt out of that experience. And for men, like, you gotta understand, like, socializing is like, it just ain't that deep, bro. We just gotta do it, and that's why you ask men, where are you going? I don't know. What are you guys gonna do? I don't know. Are you gonna eat when you get there? I don't know. I hope so. I'm hungry. We just figure it out. We just go and do a thing. We get together. We go do a thing, and we figure it out. We just kind of do stuff, and we don't have to worry about it because we know cooperating is better in the long run, and also men are way more hierarchical and way more comfortable with hierarchy. Like, I pretty much know immediately if a guy outranks me socially. And I only object to a guy stepping over me if I don't think he outranks me socially. But I can tell pretty quickly. Like, if me and Kobe Bryant are hanging out, then Kobe Bryant's calling the shots. You know what I mean? I mean, he's dead. Maybe Michael Jordan. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, like, let me show you something. This is something that's been floating around Twitter that I just kind of wanted to point out. Give me a second. This is kind of like apropos of nothing, but let's see. So this is a video. Let's look at what's going on. This is on X. Let's pull it up here. So this tweet says, this guy has the nerve to disparage women in combat, and this is Pete Hegseth, which is currently, I think he's the Secretary of Defense. What is he at? Pete Hegseth. Anyway, the point is, he's in government, Trump appointee, and he's kind of known to oppose women on frontline combat. And this left-wing Twitter account, co-founder and CEO of something, Galvanize Women, Save Democracy, Center for Politics, resident scholar, democracy defender, okay, so this is the leftist. Anyway, so this guy is tweeting it. Well, let's look it up. Let's see what this is. Whoop. Oh, there we go. Let's look at it. Oh, he can't do a pull-up. Let's watch it again. He can't do a pull-up. Oh, man, what a loser. Oh, what a loser. He's just kicking his legs like a ninny. Oh, no. Now, here's the thing. Anyone who trains, like I trained, so I looked at that and I was like, oh, this is probably like the last rep of some kind of burnout set. Like, there's no part of me that doubts that Pete Hegseth can do a pull-up, right? But if you're a leftist who's never interacted with the physical world, this is, and you think that MAGA is all about hyper-masculinity and little dick energy, then this looks insecure to me, which is their favorite insult. Greener anti-liberal, already jumping to the punchline. How many did you do before that? Exactly. And we're going to find out, because guess what? The video, look at this. I'm going to show you something. The video right under here. Here's the whole video.
Big
Here's the whole
Peak
video.
Body Challenge today.
Look at this.
50 pull-ups, 100 push-ups. You try to get under 5 minutes. How'd you do?
We got close. That was
We
about
got close.
525.
50 pull-ups and 100 push-ups is how many he did in 5 minutes and 25 seconds. Which, by the way, would be excruciating. If you actually train, you know how excruciating that is. That's one of those, like, CrossFit-style workouts where you just try to die on purpose. Yeah, that's excruciating. That would be excruciating to do. Yeah. Most people can't do that at all. Right, and they literally just cut out all of it just to make him look like a sissy because he leg kicked right at the end. Yeah, but here's the thing: the reason here's a gal pointing it out. Yeah, that was my very first thought. Out of context clip. LMAO, even not being able to do a pull up, he'd still be better on the front lines than literally any female. No, that's true. Women do not belong on the front lines, period. Emphasis on the period. That was good. You guys don't appreciate me enough. But yeah, no, so if you're a leftist, though, you do not interact with the physical world. You don't go to the gym, you don't train, or you don't train hard. You don't know what failure looks like. You don't know what a burnout set looks like. And that, to me, looks like you're just... Yeah, you'd be pretty cooked. Most people, there's a handful of people in the world that can knock out 100 push-ups and 50 pull-ups in 5 minutes and not be completely cooked. There's a handful of people in the world that can do it at all. And most of the people who can do it would be completely cooked doing that. So that's really, really fucking challenging. But see, they floated that around. Like, and you see how they use that as manipulation? Like, oh, men are weak. Therefore, you see how that's an anti-truth? Do you see that? You see how that's an anti-truth? Like, he's literally demonstrating strength, especially for a man of his age. I don't know how old he is, but, like, this is a dude who's in really good physical shape, right? So he's literally actually demonstrating a lot of strength and endurance and competence, right? And they're editing it selectively to make it look like he's telegraphing weakness to try to undermine some narrative about conservative politics. It's a very, like, feminine, nitpicky strategy being shared by, a leftist man, which is true because that's the hallmark. See, that's a leftist man that I know does not train or does not go to the gym or does not engage with the world physically in any significant way that I would respect. Because if he did do that, then he would know that this was part of a workout. And the question that Gal asked right at the beginning, because she has at least 2 brain cells to rub together and the basic capacity for logical reasoning, she asked, how many did he do before that? Literally anyone with just a basic capacity for logical reasoning should ask that question. But leftists don't have to worry about that because their voters are just going off emotion. They don't have to worry about logic. What do we always say? Logic isn't important to them. The only thing that's important to them is your moment-to-moment emotional state and winning. And it feels good emotionally to have this fantasy that Pete Hegseth is only performing strength and competence, and actually he can't do a pull-up. That makes you feel good. Because if he's actually as strong and as competent as he claims to be, then there's a good chance that it's good that he's in charge. Because part of us believes that strong, competent people should be in charge. So if he's actually as strong and competent as he claims to be, then you got to be like, shit, man, maybe he should be in charge. But if you can undermine that and be like, he's just projecting. He's insecure. But it's hard. It's a hard sell if you're going to try to tell me that guy's insecure. But of course, the leftist narrative is that anybody who's masculine in any way that's conventional is actually insecure and deeply emotionally repressed, and that nobody can be masculine and be healthy, or be a good person, or be competent, or be worthy of the mantle of leadership, because this is just another example of the left just overtly fearing masculinity as a concept. Like, they're just like anything that's like vaguely masculine or strong or competent or in any way shows the traditional qualities of a good leader. The left resents it and rejects it, because from their perspective, how valid your opinion is has everything to do with how much of a victim you are and how many victim points you can acquire, right? That's what matters to them, is like how big of a victim you are. And Pete Hegseth, not really looking like a victim. And if in leftist like ideology, victimhood equals virtue. So if he's not looking like a victim, he's not looking very virtuous. Now, to folks who are right of center, or even just normal people, which is like mostly who exists now, is that's most people. It's probably like you're 80% to normal people. They're like, oh man, cool, he can do pull-ups. That's neat. All right, cool, good for you, man. That's it. That's it. Like, that's cool. I mean, it's objectively like cool to be able to do a bunch of pull-ups. Like, that's hard to do at his age, especially. Like, the older you get, like, I guarantee you, I don't know how old Pete Hegseth is, but let's see. Let's find out. He's not that old. How old is he? Keep talking about him like he's an old-ass man. How old is this man? 45. Okay. I would say probably most men who are 45 can do fewer pull-ups than Pete Hegseth. Let's just say. I think he could probably do more than most people. I'd say he's probably top 1% in pull-up doers for his age demo, I would say. You know. Yeah, Professor Savage Dad, athletic specimen. I have long arms, even as heavy as I am. I can do all the monkey bars. Yeah, well, Savage Dad is an athletic specimen. I don't think anybody disputes that. I remember him scooping up iron oxide as if he were a small boy. I work out of a warehouse and I still run. I'm in pretty decent shape. But yeah, I'm thinking 5 max for me. Yeah, that's pretty normal. Most people are not doing a ton of pull-ups. That girl's lack of hold on, let's see. Let's see what the chat is saying about this. The left LOL, you got exactly why I made the emphasis on period, by the way. LOL. That's another classic alley-oop between me and green-haired anti-liberal. Great chemistry. Friend of the show, green-haired anti-liberal. Let's see what Strider's saying. The difference between the left and the right is simple. The left anxiously screams about their worst qualities while the right stay comfortably quiet about their best qualities. Yeah. It's, well, because it's just like, well, here's the thing. Okay. A lot of things are true. It's just like, I think on the right, it's considered virtuous to be humble and rude to be braggadocious, and shrieking about your victimhood is virtue signaling, which is a type of like, it's kind of like being braggadocious. It's similarly arrogant, egocentric, look at me. Like, I was at a pool party one time with a bunch of like metropolitan leftists because I'm cool and I do cool shit. This was not that cool. Anyway, so I got invited to this, right? And there was this woman, this was right after the No Kings protest. And there's a woman there, and she said multiple times, she found a way to work it into conversation, probably 5 or 6 times just that I heard. She was like, oh, my feet are so tired. Because I was at the protest yesterday. Oh, you know, the protest. I was there. She found a way to work that into conversation 5 or 6 times with all sorts of different people. I kept hearing her do it. That's a type of being braggadocious. She's signaling. And it's the same thing if they're constantly talking about, oh, my, sexual orientation, I'm a polyamorous pansexual fairy creature, blah, blah, blah. All that stuff is just, look at me, look at me, look at me, look how much I suffer, look how hard my life is, or I have anxiety, which means I shouldn't be held accountable for my actions. If they're shrieking about their mental health conditions, they're saying I shouldn't be held accountable for my actions, right? Not that mental health conditions aren't a problem. It's just not, it's just exchanging them for social currency is what I object to. Most leftist women are just the psycho slut from the Legends of the Fall. Go die for me while I fuck your brothers and ruin everything. Yeah, for real. Let's see. Savage Dad, at Allie. That's how it is for my wife and I. I have some guy friends. Most of them don't live by me, so it's just when we stream. But she has female friends, and they are moms whose kids are friends. I don't know what that's in reply to. I'm sure you guys are getting along in there. Unless things have changed since I was in 11 years ago, women's PFT requirements in the Marines was optional to do pull-ups instead of flexed arm. Instead, you could do a flexed arms hang. So, yeah. No. So, what does that tell you? Yeah, it's really fucking hard. I sincerely doubt an overwhelming majority of the U.S. could do 2 pull-ups in a row. Yeah, I have decent athleticism for someone north of 40 and maybe 5 pull-ups. Yeah, that's a lot. That's pretty realistic. That's pretty realistic. Yeah, for most, like, the fact that Pete Hegseth is doing all this. I mean, he may be on TRT or whatever. He may be taking testosterone. I don't know. I don't know what his deal is. I'm not his doctor, so I don't know what's going on. But he's in pretty fucking good shape for a guy north of 40. Let's just say that. And to try to make it look like the opposite with selective editing is very, very bitchy, passive-aggressive, feminine bullshit. And this is why most Americans do not fuck with the left right now. Like, most people are just, like, annoyed with them. And it's just like, ugh. It's just a lie. It's just a very bitchy, passive-aggressive lie. And, okay. Let's see. This is something about kids. I don't know what this is in response to, but I'm rooting for you guys. I've literally never, ever even been able to do 2 monkey bars. Oh, Allie, we could fix that, though. That's trainable. That's trainable. Because you're short, too, right? So you can figure this out. That girls lack upper body strength. Yeah, well, in general, you can train upper body strength. I think more women would have upper body strength if they trained it, not comparable to men's, but you could train a decent amount of upper body strength as a female. Most women just don't train it at all. I work out of a warehouse and I still run a pretty decent shape 5x. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like this guy's in out. See, it's not just that he's in good shape; he's in outstanding shape. And the fact that they're trying to frame it like he's like he can't even do one pull up is just why Democrats are going to keep losing elections for the foreseeable future. Yeah. I was about to sling him over my shoulder that night. Fireman. So good. Oh, yeah, iron oxide. I was about to sling him over my shoulder that night at the bar and fireman carry him out. He was so gone. Yeah, he was pretty cooked. Yeah. I hit you. I could do 1 pull-up, but only if my kid's life depended on it. For real. Getting back to the routine sucks, but I'm trying to keep at it. Yeah, it's like light women like Allie and Gal could get there. Yeah, y'all both tiny, so you can figure it out. If y'all was real big, it'd be tough. But tiny women, especially, the smaller you are, the better. The more likely it is. Let's see. It just shows that women are less capable than men physically, full stop. Truth hurts, but fuck your feelings. Yeah, and that's, I think, one of the things that this... Because remember, the whole point of this was to show that he can't do a pull-up, to undermine the narrative that he's physically capable, to try to boost the idea that, this is the guy that opposes women in combat. I can't do a pull-up either, so I can't do a pull-up either, so I should be in combat. It's like, all right. Or at least... And it's like, it's just like blatantly dishonest and misses the entire point on purpose. And it's frustrating to have to deal with. And it's, so when you find yourself in a position where you're talking to somebody who's being flagrantly dishonest like that, just check out. Because there's nothing you're going to say that's going to convince them. Because remember, they care about what emotionally feels good and they care about winning. They do not care about logic and reasoning. So if you care about logic and reasoning and you're trying to use logic and reasoning, you're just going to hurt your own feelings, bro. You're just going to hurt your own feelings, bro. No, I had bad brain damage from seizures and I had to do physical therapy because my body forgot how to skip and jump and walk normally. Oh, man. All right, so maybe no pull-ups for you. Maybe stay away from the monkey bars, actually. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, we've been cooking for like 2 hours, so that's most of the stuff I wanted to talk about. So that's what I wanted to clip out. I'm probably gonna call it soon. It's been a lot of fun though. I like you guys. This has been cool. I have the best chat on the internet. I've said that many, many times. Yeah, so I could do. Yeah, so we'll be back on Friday at 10:30, and I'm gonna do another one of these, and that's gonna be a lot of fun. I loved talking to you guys. I love the boisterous exchange that we've had. I'm hoping I get some clips out of this. Because that was fun. It's a long fucking stream. So hoping I got something in here that was worth watching. I'm hoping you guys had a good time. So we'll see how it does with views. Selena thinks it was a great show. Thank you. Theo sitting at the darkest men. Old men stare at him. We're all sitting in the dark while old men stare at us in the end. All right. Well, hey, guys, this has been a lot of fun. You guys take it easy. My name is Theo, Theo Snodgrass. I do this 10:30 a.m. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I also do another show called Touch Grass with Theo Snodgrass. That's a panel show, and that's 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on Saturdays. So that's a lot of fun. We love the panel show. If you want to see me do live stand-up, come to Las Vegas. If you want to find out where I'm going to be and when I'm going to be at a city near you, follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter, follow me on YouTube. You'll find out all my information. If you want to see cool shorts and stuff, follow me on YouTube. Buy something for the merch store or send some money to the Stream Elements tip jar or whatever you want to do. But yeah, let's keep doing that. This has been a lot of fun. All right, folks, take it easy. I'm out. I got to get an outro, though. We got to get an outro. Selena, I have to get an outro. All right, y'all take it easy.